What's up, tubers? Tio here, Simplistic Fishing, coming back at you tonight to give you some more information about Pickwick Lake. That's right, we're still on Pickwick, still doing the lake breakdown. We've already broke down the Mississippi side, the Tennessee side, and now we're working on Alabama. We're working on that northeastern shoreline. We're going to complete that with the video today, and then hopefully be able to come back around, hit that south and southwest bank line in 1 or 2 videos. Then we're going to jump over and talk about the good stuff, and that's offshore on Pickwick because it's got lots and lots of spots. Anyways, let's go ahead and get to this one and see what we found. Here we are out on Google Earth, still trying to finish up Pickwick Lake. This thing is massive. If you guys have missed the videos before, we have done several videos on Pickwick Lake. In fact, I covered the entire area up here close to Tennessee, so the Tennessee area, and then I also touched on all of the borders where Mississippi was. So anything that touched Mississippi, we've covered those too. So now we're actually in the Alabama section, and we started up here at the top, right up here. I don't know if you guys can even see my little marker, but we started right in here on the last video, and we worked our way all the way down to this bridge down here. We stayed up on this side of the lake. We stayed on the east side. We'll come back down around, hit the southern side and the western side as we work our way back up. But we got all the way down here to this bridge, and that's pretty much where we stopped at. So that's where we're gonna start at today, is right here around this bridge. For those of you that are joining the video for the first time and you haven't seen any of the lake breakdowns, let me show it to you really quick, and then we'll jump into this. Over here on the left-hand side, the way that we have it set up is we have it set up by different categories just based on what we find on the lakes. So the first thing that's out there is channels and ditches. So if we can actually see the channel, if we can see the ditch because the lake's far enough down, we will mark it with a track, and then that will tell you exactly where that track is. It's also a pretty quick and easy way to tell where the major creek arms that are coming in, or at least the ones that have some type of a contour that we were able to pick up from the imagery. So you've got the channels and ditches. You've got a lot of different cover on this lake. You guys know it if you fished out there, but there are a ton of laydowns out here. So we've marked all of the bigger laydowns, not every single laydown we saw, but all of the bigger laydowns that we felt were going to be high percentage areas to go fish around. Now we also have fish attractors, but unfortunately I wasn't able to find the fish attractors from the Alabama side. Now we got a lot of fish attractors up here in Tennessee, and I think we had some out in Alabama too, but none on the, some out in Mississippi, but none on the Alabama side that I was able to find, at least online. That's not saying there aren't fish attractors out there. I'm sure there are, but as far as public ones that are noted, I wasn't able to find any. Now we also have offshore hotspots, and this is something that we're going to talk about again on a later video. What we'll do is we're going to switch out of Google Earth. We're going to go over to the Navionics boating app, and we're going to look at this lake basically from the contour perspective, and that's how we're going to be able to tell where the good offshore spots are, where the places at the fish out here, and we'll kind of go through and explain those. So we'll go to those later on. We've got a lot of different ramps that are out here. We've marked all the ramps. Again, we'll cover those in the video as well. We've got rocks. Now these are going to be like rock formations, rocks that were up on the shoreline. It could just be shallow rock, shallow riprap, just whatever it is different areas of rock that look to be high percentage areas. And then finally, we've got structure. This structure, what we're talking about here, is man-made structures. So we've got a few of those out there. So let's select it all. Let's take off the offshore stuff because we don't want to go through that. Let's go down here to this bridge where we stopped at last time. And this is where we're going to start the breakdown out for today. Now, normally I would go up here, I would take off this little sidebar, and I would change the date to give me a date where it exposes the bank line the best. You know, how far down can I get the river? Well, unfortunately in this area, it does not fluctuate very much. You can see here, I can take it back to 2012. I can take it all the way back to 2011. It just does not fluctuate much. I can't see much. But the good news is the latest image that they have, it was actually pretty low. So I was able to see the rock, see the exposed rock, stuff like that. So let's start here. We're going to start on this highway, and we're basically going to just work our way down this east side. So we've got some rock in there, you can see. We've got some more rock here, some laydowns. I've marked all those laydowns for you. It looked like maybe you could get back in here if the river was up or the lake, river or lake, whatever you want to call it, if it was ever up high enough, you might be able to sneak back in here, and that could be a sneaky little place to get back into. But at least the way it is right here, the only thing that I would say from fishing in this area is maybe fish around where this little ditch is. You know, maybe there could be a nice ditch that comes through here. It could be a little bit of rock and stuff in this area, so you might want to check that out. And that's going to be just south of that bridge. Now, as we move further down, we got a nice little point here you could fish off of. And then off of that point, there's also some kind of a structure here. And I don't know what it is. It almost looks like like two sunken boats. But maybe not. Maybe it's just some kind of man-made structure, or maybe it's a big boulder. I don't know what it is, but you guys know if there's something like that that's hanging off the top of a point, that's usually going to be a pretty good place to fish. We're going to move on down. We've got some bigger laydowns in here that we marked for you. And now we're just going to keep coming down the channel here. And then we'll probably touch on this middle stuff too while we're out here. But just some laydowns as you go through here, just random laydowns we've marked. You can see if I zoom in, you'll see them. Pretty big laydowns. You've got a nice little channel or a little creek that comes through here, and it kind of pumps out right in here. So maybe fishing in here around this area where this little creek comes in. And then of course on this side, if you look here, you've got, I won't even go through all these, it'll take us forever, but you got a whole bunch of little boat ramps. So you could essentially go up there, see if that boat ramp pattern's on, and voila, you got a whole bunch of boat ramps you can fish, and you're likely gonna catch some pretty good fish. And then as you're doing that, you can see I've marked different areas where there's rock around some of these docks and things like that. There's some rock in there. Of course, I'd fish the docks too. A lot of them is just ramps, but that ramp is essentially going to be a rock. So definitely go up and fish around that stuff. You might have some success there. If we go out here and we get out here where the break is, there's just some laydowns out here that we marked. You can see where we marked them. We also saw some brush that was out here. Let me see if I can draw that back. It looks like we were able to see brush at a different time. I don't know how far back we've got to go. I can't get to go back, but definitely go check that because we've seen something there at some point in time. You'll also notice there's a lot of vegetation in that area too, so that's interesting. Now somehow I've lost my image that we had from before, so we're gonna have to work our way back up here and then work our way back down. But you've also got some brush that's up here and some more laydowns. And then like I said, it looked like there was a lot of vegetation at certain times of the year, maybe on the back side of this island. So let's keep moving down, and first off, what we're gonna do is I'm gonna try to get this image to come back so we can get back to where we were, at least to be able to see something. So this will work right here. This image will work right here. You can see here, we got a little bit more rock there, but I still can't see that very well. There we go. All right, now we got it. We can see it, so we're good to go. All right, so let's keep moving on. You can see, I do like all this rock on the side of this island here, on the back side of this island, on the south side. This in here could be really juicy. Could be really good cranking and stuff like that. It just sets up really, really well. And there's obviously some current on both sides of that. So that's going to make it interesting as well. Let's keep moving on down, see what else we can find. We got some more structure that's right in here. This is just the man-made stuff. Looks like it could be like an old boat dock or something like that. We could have just even called it debris. And it also could be brush piles maybe that they put out here to fish from that dock from. I can't really tell, but there's definitely something there that you'll want to go and take a look at. Now, as we move on further down, just some more laydowns that we marked for you. There's a little bit of rock right in here. If you look, it starts to get a little bit rocky just right there in that little section. I like little spots like that that are just kind of right there in front of you. You don't even realize that there's rock there. You got a lot of laydowns that are going through here. I'm gonna zoom back so you guys can see where I'm at. I'm basically right across from whatever this is, the Barton Riverfront Industrial Park. Basically right across from there. You're going to see more laydowns. I do like this though. Anytime you get these little ditches that come out or little creeks that come out that meet into the main river, those are always good. And this one's pretty interesting because I marked it here and you can see where there's a main one here, but there's the creek actually, it looks like I missed it, but the creek's actually back here, comes down and swings against the inside of this. So anywhere like right in here could be good, on the inside of that turn, and then obviously right in here, just getting out into that river, that could be a good spot. All right, let's keep moving down. Got more laydowns, got a little bit more rocks, so just marking that for you. I have no idea what was going on there. You don't have anything, and then all of a sudden you just got a little stretch of rock. Moving down, more laydowns. Told you we've got a lot of laydowns, trying to just mark them for you as we went. If you were on the laydown pattern, I mean, you're definitely gonna Definitely going to find some laydowns and be able to just run that pattern really quick. Now there is some structure or something back here. I can't tell what this is, but there's definitely something going on right in here. So you want to go up here and fish around there. Again, if you saw where I came down from, now I'm right across from, looks like some kind of a power plant or something. So I'm right across from that power plant is where that structure was. It was right there. All right, let's keep moving down. We've got laydowns out here, lots of laydowns out here too. You know, getting around these things and getting off the brakes, like wherever the brakes are from the current, that's going to be your best bet, especially out in here. But you got some laydowns, some things that could break some current for you. So you definitely want to go check all that stuff out. Just a whole bunch of stuff in here. You got brush and laydowns, all kinds of crazy stuff. Out in here, you know, you're probably not going to have as much current in this little one up here. So maybe you can go up here and do some flipping and stuff. But all this stuff looks really good. We've marked it all for you. You can see it. I won't go through all of it, but just laydowns. You've got some good rocks out here. These look like primo places to go check out, you know, off these points and things like that. That could be pretty successful too. And then as we move up, it's still pretty heavy in here with just the laydowns and the brush. You can see here, we've just kind of marked them for you. We can see some brush in here. We got more brush in here, more laydowns. Laydowns all over the bank line right in here as well. Just a really interesting little area. It's got a whole bunch of stuff going on right there in that spot. So let me pull back out, show you guys where I'm at now. Now I'm at the Key Cave Wildlife Refuge. I'm just below that, and that's where you're seeing all these different laydowns. So if you're wanting to get on that laydown pattern, you got some good stuff here. Now I like this stuff out here too. I don't know the depth here. You know, we'd have to go look at the Navionics boating app, but man, when you can find things like this, these trees that are out here in the middle of the stinking water like that, and if there's some current in here too, you know, they'll set up on that stuff just so well. So definitely come out here and check out this stuff. These little isolated ones can be really good too. So you'll want to go look at all those. We got more laydowns and more brush coming all the way up in through here. I don't know. I think I've gone. I was gonna say I must have gotten off the river channel because I don't see anything back here. But you can see we've just marked different brush. This is good areas to like flip around. Right in here would be a great place to come up in here and just flip all this stuff. Good little backwaters, do some frogging and stuff like that. All of it just looks really, really juicy. Let's get back out here to the main river channel. I don't see anything too crazy besides brush and laydown. So you can see, man, look at that. Just that's like one of my favorite things to do is fish those submerged trees and stuff like that, especially if those are cypress trees. I don't know if they are, but whatever kind of trees they are, they're in the water, and that just looks so much fun. So let's pull back out here. Let's swing back out here now to the main channel. Let's go back in here and just kind of show you. You can see all the stuff that's going on. Now you do have some stuff. Actually, we're going to stay off of that side. We want to stay up on this side. I was going to say we do have some stuff right in here to fish, but we'll cover that coming back. Let's stay up on this main side and just see if there's anything here. You can see, again, tons of brush, tons of laydowns, lots going on in here. Again, we're gonna switch back to this side here in just a second and see what else we found here. Again, though, it's mainly just a lot of rocks, laydowns. There's a ditch back in here. And fishing these little ditches, these little canals right here on the openings of them, those can be really good as well. You can see we've got some good cranking areas right in here. So I like this area, this little spot right in here. That definitely looks interesting. Then we move down, we just see all those laydowns. So instead of boring you guys with a bunch of laydowns, I'll just show it to you guys, but it's definitely all marked for you guys. So let's move on up and let's get up here to where the river kind of comes back in. We're at the Riverfront Playground Splash Pad. If you guys know where that's at, that's where we're gonna start at, except for we are going to be on this side of the river. So let's move on up, see what we can find. Here's another one of those little creeks or something coming through here. You can see it. It's actually a pretty decent little creek that comes through here. These spots right in here, I mean, this is where the juice is, definitely. You get right in here, get in this little point. You got all this laydown debris. You probably have a little contour, some ditches and stuff like that in that area. Those are gonna be really good spots to go check out. More laydowns, a little more rock. Anytime it says rock, I'll zoom in, just let you guys see it. But those laydowns are washed away. So some of the stuff you see in here is not there anymore. You got some man-made structure there. You've got some more rock right in here. This looks interesting. And then if you move up, I totally missed this one, but here's another one of those openings. And so you've got, actually I thought that was a creek, but it's not. It looks like it just cuts in, but you've got pretty decent little rock around here, around these little points. So fishing around these little openings, and obviously fishing anywhere you can find this rock, you know, that's gonna help you out. We go on down, we got pretty much rock across that whole bank line from there all the way down to where I marked it. So you got a pretty good stretch there, and you can, you know, run with the crankbait or something similar to that. Now let's keep going, see what else we can find. Now we're up here a little bit further up. We didn't go way up this river. We did see a few things here and there that we marked for you. We got some laydowns back there by the bridge, but just some good backwater stuff back in here. This looks really cool. Look at the color difference between the main river and right there. Totally different. We've also got some rocks that are right here in this area too. So fishing around this pier, flipping the pier posts, things like that, and then getting up here and actually doing a little bit of cranking along all these rocks. I'm sure you could have some success. And then anywhere right here in this area, like right in here, it's probably gonna be pretty juicy as well. So let's keep going, see what else we can find. We're gonna try to get to the end, and we'll stop down here on this side, and then on the next video we'll work our way back up to the top. But here's all that rock we were talking about. As we come in a little bit further, we get in here, we just got, you know, a lot of stuff around these little marinas and stuff, lots of rock, lots of shallow stuff that you could fish around. I don't know if they let you fish back in here, but all this riprap back in here, all kinds of good stuff. You got a ramp back in there as well. You get up in here, you kind of start seeing the same thing. You got some seawalls to fish around. You got some rock there. Nice little rocky point in here. You got some shallower rock over in there. And then as you get back here, I don't know if they let you fish around the barges or not. I've never actually gotten to fish on something like this, but you definitely have some stuff back in here to fish around. And we went ahead and marked everything for you. Now, as we get further out here, we do have some stuff in here that I wanted to show you. Basically, you've got these little pilings that are there, so you could fish around there. Man, look at the current coming through there. It's moving pretty good. So definitely, you know, fishing around those where they can set on them and really set there, and the current's going right past them, but they're just setting right there on it. So those are good little current breaks. You got some more up here as well. And then moving on up, just more laydowns going through this area. You do have, I think that's another one of those pilings. I can't remember. It says structure here, but I don't see. Let's see if we can get a better image. Yeah, there's something going on right here in this area. So check this out. Plus you've got a bunch of that riprap right there along that side too. Man, whatever time this was, that river was getting it. Pretty interesting. All right, then we got some more rock up in here. Some more rock. Is that an old bridge? Oh, it looked like an old bridge, but it's an old power line. It's just the way that the image is coming out. I thought we found something juicy. And then let's get up here. You can see they're releasing water in this image, so that's why it was coming so strong right in there. But you got some rock, some structured stuff up in here, and then you've got obviously all kinds of rock and stuff that's marked up here. I know you can't get up in here, but maybe you can make some long casts to some of that. You never know, whatever you can find. I don't know how close they'll let you get up to that. I don't think I'd want to be that close to it when it's letting out that much water, but who knows. We've got it all marked for you guys, so you have it there. What we're going to do on the next video is we'll circle back and we'll come back down here and we'll just work our way back down the river channel until we get all the way back until basically the border of Alabama, and that's where we'll stop at. So it'll be somewhere up in here, somewhere in this area. So stay tuned. We got probably one more video on the Google Earth side, and then we're going to switch over. We're going to talk about the offshore stuff. And honestly, for me, you know, this Google Earth stuff, I'm not finding a ton of stuff here. It does help you, you know, finding the shallow rocks, finding laydowns and stuff is handy. But to me, I think the offshore stuff is probably going to be a lot more fun to fish around. I think you're going to get into a lot more fish. So definitely looking forward to doing those videos for you. So until next time, guys, I hope you catch your PB. Take it easy.